Welcome back to Octane Garage. We have another fantastic video for you. Today, you might ask, what are you guys working on? Well, let me show you. We're back to the 200X. The problem we have is no brakes. Why is there no brakes? Well, we got a new piece here. We've got to put our pin in this. And back here, and I hope you guys can still hear me, the heater just kicked on. And it might be a little dark, but we're gonna get some lighting better when we're working on it. We need to put a new seal in here because this line's leaking and it's not letting us bleed the brakes. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get this thing up in the air. We're gonna get it on our normal pallet setup. Then we're going to bring you guys back. We're going to show you how we can fix these brakes. If we can fix these brakes, because I really don't know a lot about brakes. But we're going to do what we can. That's all you can do. We got it up in the air. We're going to go ahead and get the plastics off there. Mainly just so we can see things better. Don't really have to take the plastics off. But I'm thinking it'll help with the lighting we have. First thing we're going to have to do, we need to get our pin in this thing. This thing is supposed to have a little pin right here. Keeps it from falling out of there. So I do have the pin. I've dug it out the other day.
When using the backhoe, follow these important steps.
So good for that we have it. Probably need a little something to line it up. I'm thinking this right here will work. So we got this. Basically, we just need to get this lined back up so we can get this little guy here. Actually, I think we're going to go through the other way because I don't really want... Oh, is this too big? Oh boy. Uh-oh, we got situation, people. It's too big. Huh. Alright. Okay, well, I guess we're going to wait on that. But we're going to go ahead and address the leaky problem we have. The brake fluid leaking problem that we have. So we'll wait on this. I'm going to have to find us a smaller one. Not a big deal. We'll shoot to the back. We'll address that. It's still got a little bit of brake fluid in it, as you can see. So that should give us enough, hopefully, to address our leaky line and bleed the brakes. So I stopped by the parts store. I got a couple of these. I didn't have the original ones with me. I'm guessing. We're hoping. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to pop this thing off. And this line is a tight fit anyway. We're probably going to lose a little fluid. Don't anyone be alarmed. That's okay. And it's not going to be the end of the world if we do. I have some more brake fluid. Okay, so we got it off there. I'm thinking this size here. Oh, look at that. Really? I mean, I was guessing, guys. Everybody gets lucky sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Everybody gets lucky sometimes. Even me, occasionally. So what we're going to do is we're going to snug this baby back up. And hopefully, now we can figure out if we pump that up there, if anything will happen back here. We may have to break this bleeder loose. We may have to leave it loose for a little while. I don't know how long it's been since this thing's done anything at all. So let me get a, whatever size this is, I'm going to guess 8mm, maybe. Okay, before we get started, we need to get a little more brake fluid in here, I think, just to make sure, because we don't want to be running this dry. And we are going to do something better with this at some point, guys. For now, though, we're just trying to see You can see that's low because the little thing's pressed out. Right now we're just trying to see if we can get anything to happen back here. Because if you guys know three-wheelers, brakes are always a problem, it seems. Don't want to overdo it though. Let's not celebrate it too much now. Just keep her steady. This goes back on here. This is not the original one, but we're hoping we can make it work. Got this off Amazon, so. Okay. Now, let's see if we can get this bleeder to break loose. That'll be our next step, and it probably hasn't been loose since 1987. I'm just not sure. But I bet you it hasn't been loose in a while. Oh, look at that. Talk about the luck. Wow, wouldn't you know it? Okay, I'm going to go up there. You guys stay here. I'm going to pump those brakes. And we'll see if we get any fluid to come out. I don't know. I don't see any leaks up there. Let's double check. Make sure we got that snugged up there tight enough. And just make sure. Just make sure. Don't want to, we don't want to overdo it, but just, there we go. Okay. I'll get this ready. I'm going to pump them a few times and we'll just see. We'll see if any fluid, if we can get any fluid to come out. Don't see any fluid coming out at all. Do you guys see any fluid coming out? No, it's still pumping good. Just trying to get some fluid to come out of it. I'm wondering if we still have air in here. If there's air in this thing. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to break it loose here. Then we'll pump and see, or we'll pour some fluid down here. We might just have a pocket of air in this thing. So let's see what happens if we break this upper line loose. That way we can find out if it's full of fluid or not. Because it could very well be, oh no, we're getting fluid out already. So maybe it was getting some fluid now. Might just be getting air. So let's see. Okay, I do see some fluid there. If we give it a pump. Okay, it's pumping fluid out there. I just saw it. I don't know if you guys saw that. But definitely getting fluid here. Next question would have to be, are we getting fluid through our line? So I think we're going to take the line off in the back. Yeah, we definitely got fluid all through here. You can see it on my finger there. Okay, so we're going to come back to the back. We're going to break this line loose. And let's see if we're getting any fluid here. Let me give it a couple squirts. Oh yeah, we're getting fluid there. You guys see it? Is it still coming out? Okay. So plus to that. Still no brakes though. So I think we're going to have to do the traditional method of pump it, shut the bleeder. 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 You guys know the routine. So let's give that a try. So right now we're going to close the bleeder. So I'm tightening the bleeder up right now, guys. We're going to pump it. Try and get it to build up some kind of pressure. Which it doesn't seem to be doing. And we'll hold it. Break that bleeder loose. Rinse and repeat. Tighten her back up. We'll keep on doing that until you can see if anything changes. Let's try it again. And loosen. Any fluid coming out there? Doesn't look like it yet. We're going to take this thing off because I want to make sure that piston's moving. Make sure it's not froze up. This flashlight's not really helping anything. Just in my way. Oh boy. This might be tougher than I was thinking. I hope I can get this thing off. Ugh, not gonna happen. Wow. Looks like this thing is stuck. I think that's how you get it off. I'm not even 100% sure. Now there is some bracketry here. Maybe we could take these two bolts off and just slide that whole thing out. Yes, that's something we could try. Looks like it's going to be a 13 though. Let me grab a 13. We'll see if we can just take the whole thing off together. Haha, so far so good. So I'm hoping I can take these off and just slide the whole assembly apart. Because we got to figure out why this thing isn't, it's not brake relating. It's not working. So I'm hoping, if I'm thinking this right, I don't know. I'm no brake expert. Matter of fact, I know just about enough about brakes to scare some people. Okay, so now we got that off. Well, there's a bolt that runs through here somehow or another. My question is, though, let's pull the pads out. We got no fluid coming out our bleeder hole. How do you pull the pads out? Are they bolted in? Thought the brakes just slid out of here. But they don't. Looks like there's a little pin in there under this thing. There may be a pin that holds those brakes. So I do know on some it's not going to be that size, though, is it?
Just these little things.
Oh yeah, I'm going to have to pop those out too. Alright. Alright, we're going to stop there for a minute, guys. I'm going to get this stuff set up. We'll get these pads off there, and then we'll bring you guys back. Show you what we're dealing with. Alright guys, I think we're going to take this backing plate off. I believe the piston is right behind this. I'm hoping we can see it. Maybe just see how rusted up it is. You know, see if it's froze up, rusted up. So I think what we'll do is we'll slide it back on here. Because we are not getting any, we don't seem to be getting any movement out of this thing at all. So I'm hoping, oh boy, maybe I may have to throw those bolts back in to hold it. So let's do that. Throw these back in there. We'll snug them up. So I really didn't see anything wrong with the pads. I was going to pull them out, but then I didn't see any reason to because the piston was all the way back in there. Which just tells me the piston's just not coming out. So we got to figure out why that piston's not moving. Is it getting fluid to the piston? Is it not getting fluid to the piston? Could be several reasons. We may need a new one of these things. Caliper, I gotta think they're called. Don't know all the technical stuff, technical terms, but I believe they're called a brake caliper. Drum brake. No, these aren't drum, these are disc. So I'm gonna go with caliper. What's that?
It's caliber.
Oh, it is caliper. Okay, I've been confirmed. Alright, now hopefully I can break these loose. Oh, yeah, not too bad. And we'll see if any fluid leaks out or what the deal is. I don't even know exactly what we're going to find, guys. I just know they're not working right now. So we got to check something out, right? And if you don't know and you don't try, you're still not going to know. If you don't know and you try, you might know a little more than you knew before you didn't know and you tried. I don't know. Okay. Oh, all right. So there's that. So it looks like there's a lot of gunk in here, for one. If you look down in there, got a lot of gunk. And there's a little rod here with a seal on it. So we are going to want to just be kind of careful. Now maybe if I pump the brakes, we'll see if it's just blowing past the seal maybe. I think that could be a possibility. It could just be that it's froze up. Let me pump the brakes. You guys look back there and tell me if fluid just flies out of that or if any fluid comes out. Okay, so that seal is holding, or we're not getting fluid to it, one of the two. So I feel like that's probably a good sign. Question is, could we tap that in with a hammer, maybe? You know, to see if the pistons froze up. I think we could give it a try. I'm quite certain that is probably the outside, you know, the pistons inside there. And that's probably attached to it, I think. Yeah, and it's not even moving. I think what we have is our piston is froze up inside this housing. So we're going to have to go ahead and get those brake shoes out after all. And we'll probably have to tear this housing apart. So, that being said, we got to take this back off. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, I need to break these loose first because I gotta bend these up. So we'll take our little Tanya Harding here. We'll tap it like this. And those are just to stop it from coming loose. I think most of you probably already know that. So it might be tougher to get to. Because my screwdriver is, well, it's busted. So it's really not a flathead anymore. Probably because I've been using it for things like this. Hey, that's okay. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Now, was there another one on the bottom of that? I can't see. Scoot it over there, mister. No, I think that's it. There's not one on the other side. That's weird. Oh, we need the 12. Okay, we need the 12, guys. All right, let's see if we can break these loose now. Aha! Okay, we got movement. Let's go ahead and break them both loose. Okay. Almost there, guys. Stay with me. Doing both at one time. Multitasking, if you will. You know, I think those do, now looky there. They do slide right through the brake pads. Okay, so, good to know. We'll just put those, we'll do the right thing, put those down there. Now we can take our other bolts back out, which was the 13. And we can get this thing off there. And we might even just take this line off, raise it up where it hopefully won't leak too much, because we have to get this thing all the way apart and probably have to tear it all apart, and I don't even know what else is going to happen. Or we could shove the line in there, because otherwise it's probably going to leak all our brake fluid out. Now, can we raise it up enough to make it stop leaking? Seems like it. We'll hook her right there. For now, anyway. Okay, back to the task at hand. Let's see. Now look in there. You can see fluid in there. But, not looking that great, guys. We may have to order a new one of those calipers. And if we do, we do. You know, we're trying not to. We're on a limited budget here at Octane Garage. We don't want to, you know, why waste money if you can fix it? Why spend money if you can fix it? That's my motto. So, here we go. Our pads are just falling out now. They don't even want to even think about staying in there. Oh, look at there. Little extras. Pads don't look too bad. And our piston is all the way in. I mean, all the way in. So we got no movement there. We do have brake fluid in here. I don't know why it wouldn't come out there. And I do believe that's the other side of our piston right here. Which normally you should just be able to push that right out. And we can't even move it. So that tells me this piston right here. And there comes our fluid. See, that fluid's just making it to the piston, I'll bet ya. It's not. Oh, yeah, it's not looking too good down in there, guys. See the, I don't know if you guys can see, there's a lot of, where'd that flashlight go? Looks pretty cruddy down in there. Yeah. So I think we're going to have to, we're going to see if we can do some cleaning up on this. See if we can get this freed up. And if we do, we'll let you know. Okay, guys, we're back. It's the next day. It's actually the next day. I just got out of work. And last night, off camera, I did end up, let me show you what I did. I went ahead and knocked the piston out. You can see all the dirt and crud that is in this thing. And this is out of the master cylinder. Yeah, you can see all the dirt down in there. So what I'm thinking I'm going to try to do is we're going to try and get this cleaned up, because that piston was not moving. It was froze up in there. I actually had to take this big hammer right here and pound that thing out. And let me tell you, it was not the easiest thing I've ever done, but I got it done. And I'm hoping that I can get it cleaned up and get it moving as free as it's supposed to. The seals look like they're okay-ish. We might be able to save this thing. I did look one up on old interweb, and I can get a new one for 25 bucks. Well, I'm trying not to spend 25 bucks if you know where I'm coming from. So, with that being said, I looked around this whole garage, and the only rag I could find was this nasty, nasty, nasty old rag. So, I had to donate one of my old shirts. I don't know if anyone else has had that problem, but so I went down to the closet. I cut up an old shirt that don't anybody panic. It was a cool shirt, but it was holy. Its life was over as far as that goes. I mean, it was beyond, I shouldn't have even been wearing it. I hadn't worn it in a long time. Anyhow, I found a little bit of cleaner, some spray. I don't have a lot. You'd think a guy like me would have a lot of this brake cleaner around, but I've used it up. So I do have 2 different cans with just a little tiny bit left in them. I'm hoping it's going to be enough to get this thing cleaned up so we can get something done tonight. If not, then we'll have to prolong this whole situation till the next day. And I'm trying not to do that, guys, because it really shouldn't take us that long to get these brakes going. And this thing's got, you can see on this piston, the it's got a lot of it's just got a lot of stuff on it. I mean, that black ring right there is not even supposed to be there. So I'm gonna get this stuff cleaned up, and basically just parts cleaner. A bunch of parts cleaner is what we're gonna use, and a fresh shirt, old fresh shirt, I guess, if you will. So we'll start by getting this junk out of here the best we can. And I am going to pause this so I don't have to bore you guys with it, because unless you really want to sit around and watch me spray brake cleaner, I might as well put you guys on pause for a minute, and we'll bring you back after I get all this gunk out of here. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you where we're at. And I don't know if you'll be able to see in here or not, but I've got it cleaned out. And this upper seal right here, it's pretty hard to see on the camera, but there's a seal right here. There's two of them. The top seal, it popped out. And let me tell you what, they're not easy to get back in there. And I don't know if it's gonna work, because that seal popped out and it's in pretty rough shape. But I am gonna do a little more cleaning on that piston, and we're gonna slide it back in here, and we're just gonna see if maybe it'll work with just the one really good seal and the one not so good seal, if you know what I'm saying. So I got the piston here, and I got it fairly clean. I got it pretty clean. You can still see it needs a little more around these edges. I got a little scuff pad. This is very light. I mean, hardly even a scuff pad, really. So I'm just going to run over it just a little bit, you know, just a little. Don't get excited. I'm not going to do much. Just kind of trying to get this where that old seal seems like it's dried up on there. I'm just trying to get that off. That's all we're really doing. So we're going to try and work that out just a little bit more. We'll pound this thing back in, and we'll see, you know, what's the worst that's going to happen, guys. I got to order a new one. I don't want to. I know what you're saying. Oh, it's only 25 bucks. Well, it's 25 bucks, you know. If we can make this one work for free, then we don't have to spend 25 bucks. We're going to spray a little stuff on this. Oh, that's good for the cuts. Yeah. If you have a cut on your hand and you have this cleaner, it'll let you know. Let's just put it that way. It will definitely tell you, hey, you have a cut on your hand. So I do. I felt it stinging. Let's just say that. Stings just a little, but we'll get all right. We'll get through it. It'll be all right. I think that's about as good as this thing's going to get, guys. So we'll do the right thing. We'll pound it back in there with the old Tanya Harding. Swipe her. You guys can't even see where I went. All right. Get a fresh rag, since I just cut up that shirt. We'll wipe it down a little bit. Get it as clean as we possibly can. We'll put it back together. And just maybe, with any luck, we'll have some brakes. So the first thing we're going to have to do is get this back in here. And there's no real easy way to do that other than dropping her in. This back there's a little hole in the back that this piece has to come through. So you have to have it in there straight. And I'm really hoping I'm not just going to push that seal right out when I do this. Any luck, we can get it to go. Might be tougher than I was thinking. Yeah, that top seal's really fighting us, I think. Well, it's still in there though. Sort of ish. Yeah, it's still in there. Just gotta get it just right. Alright, let me pull this off. You can see the fluid dripping already. See, it's all over that. It's coming out right out here, guys. So unfortunately, that's going to conclude this video. We're going to go ahead and break down and just order one. I could order gaskets for it and new seals, but I just don't think it's worth it when I can get a whole new one for 25 bucks. So we're going to get one of those on order. And when we do, we'll bring you guys back. We'll put it on and we'll have some breaks. I want to tell you guys I appreciate each and every one of you watching. If you haven't subscribed, you like this type of stuff, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go to the channel, check out some of our other videos. We got some interesting stuff, I think. That's about it, I guess.